Hi everybody, Magpie 307 out once again doing my bit. Right, I've had permission here last year to do this footpath, this old Victorian footpath along here. It's been ploughed since, the crop's been taken off and been reseeded. I've had permission to do this field. I'm not sure, I think there's maize been planted in here, but no signs of any growth yet. It's a big field to do, but the footpath actually runs down the side of this hedge alongside this big old tree, ash tree, alongside this hedge down there, through the gates as you see in the background there, and then it follows the track past the farm and to an old ferry crossing. I'm not sure what date the ferry crossing is, but I believe to be early Victorian. So yeah, so I've come this far. You could probably see what I've been digging already. Found a few bits of iron, a bit of coal and things. So I just come across here now. I've had my first signal along here. I believe to be this is the original footpath, and just over the hedge is another footpath which was a bit later. So I might try that one afterwards. There's cattle in there. Grass may be a bit long, but yeah. So there we are. I'll show you what I found. So far I found a nice flat button, small flat button, believed to be pewter. Yeah, so that's my first find of the day. Well, decent find of the day, should I say. So yeah, I'm going to carry on and see what else we can find in this field here. It's quite a big field, so it's going to keep me busy all day. There's an old footpath over there. You've seen it before in my other videos. I found some nice coins and things along there, so I'm heading up that way. Sorry, the weather's a bit dull today. Expecting rain, so I'm hoping it doesn't. Let me get on with my detecting and see what else we can find here. Right, so that's my first find. Hopefully there might be some nice coins in here. Right, on to the next. Hey everyone, just come across another find. Couldn't film it straight away. There were some people on the footpath over there watching. It's a bit embarrassing when people watch a video and come across a nice 2 shilling Victorian, sorry, Queen Vic. No, it's Elizabeth, isn't it? Elizabeth, that is. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a nice 2 shilling. Just about make out the date on the bottom there, I think. 1967. So that's quite a nice coin. Copper nickel. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with that. Down about 9 inches. Give me a faint signal to start with, but as I dug the top a little bit, then it got stronger then. So yeah. So yeah, quite happy with that. Right, I'm going to see what else I can find. Right, not moving far. I moved about a yard from the last one. That one there, well, this was a hole where I found the coin. There I found a piece of coal, and now I just found a nice, just pick it up there now. It looks like a Victorian penny. Lovely patina on it. Yeah, it's shining lovely. George 5. Yeah, it's George 5. I'll have to clean up a bit better than that later on. See if we can get a date off it. Alright, is that going to focus for me? 1919 is it? Can I make out 1919 there? 1917. Right, I'll get some better pictures of that later on. That's a nice coin, nice big penny. Yeah, lovely patina on it. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on, see what else I can find here. That was down about 9 inches. Give me a good solid signal. And yeah, right. That's a lovely coin. Right, let's see what else I can find here. On to the next. Right, I'm progressing up this hedgeway. Found a few finds along the way, nothing special. Bits of coal, bits of scrap really. You can probably see them by the amount of holes I've been digging on the way here. This one was the last one. But just where the shovel is there now, I come across a lovely find. I'm not sure what it is yet. Would that be a keg tap? There's the top, where the key goes in, I imagine. That's where the barrel, or not barrel, the I don't know, what do you call them? Bucket? Or jug or something would hang on there. It's solid brass. That part there is interesting. If anybody can ID that for me, I'd be quite happy. Some holes in the end. Obviously there's no hole in the end of that. Yeah, that's a nice find. With a bit of work, I would imagine I could get that going. But yeah, if anybody can ID that for me, that'd be interesting. That'd be quite interesting, yeah. I'll just give you a look at it. It's made of solid brass. There we are. I'll move on now, see if we can find something nice. A few coins perhaps, or a ring. Right, I'm heading up that way. Quite a long way to go yet. I'm just following the hedge. This is where the footpath used to run at one time. Dating back, I believe, early 1800s. So, yeah. So I'm going to carry on. See if we can find any more of these. Or a nice coin, or a ring perhaps, or something. Okay, I'll leave that with you. If you can ID that for me, I'd be quite happy. Right guys, found another find. I have no idea what this is. It's small. I have no idea what that is. Small, I don't know. It's not a bullet. Could be hollow. I'm not sure. It's pointed. Well, sort of. But I'll take that home anyway, clean it up and see what we can make of it. No idea what that is. It was down about 7 inches. Still heading that way. Still cloudy a bit here, but the sun is trying to come through. Yeah, it's quite warm here today. Quite nice. There's another ploughed field over that side there. I can go through that gate over there. I believe there used to be a tip or something there, like a rubbish dump or something in the corner at one time. So that might be worth looking at. Over that way I'm not sure. I know there used to be an old shipbuilding yard over that way, but that goes over about a mile away from here. There's an old footpath that runs along by those trees over there. I've been on them before. If you look back at my videos, you'll see me actually detecting that footpath. The field behind me, I'll just show you now. The field behind me, the grass is too long. You can hear me alright. The grass is a bit long in there. If you can see that. That's the old river. I could metal detect in there, perhaps I have to come back in about a week's time or something like that, and do a bit of that side there, but let the cattle eat the grass a bit, to the grass down. It's about a foot long at the moment. So yeah, I'm carrying on along this footpath here. This is the original footpath. As you can see by the amount of holes, they have dug quite a bit of rubbish really, scrap and coal and things like that. Keg tap just further down there, just where those two holes there, just to the left of those. Yeah, beneath this old tree. So that's the old river walk. And if you just look through there, I don't know if you can see it, there's remains of an old abbey there, and that dates back to, I think, back to the 11th century, I think. I'm not 100% sure on that. So it's a bit dark here, but you can probably just about make out the ruins of the abbey. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on along here a bit further, well, to the end anyway, see what else we can find here, and head back for some grub. Yeah, so right, let's see what else we can find here. Wow, this was an enormous signal, nearly blew my ears off. I'm not sure what that thing is. That is big. Yeah, not sure what that is. If I hold it up you can see better perhaps. Not sure what that is, or which way round it goes. Some sort of bit of pattern there. I'm not sure what that is. Made of bronze. There's two studs there, one on either side. So yeah, not sure what that is. It's made of bronze, quite heavy. Yeah, that'll go in the scrap bin, unless I can find out what it is. I've no idea what it is. Part of the impression there in the soil. It was down about a foot. Yeah, so that'll go in my pocket. Take it back to the car afterwards, and I'm going to head back in a minute. Just heading up to that corner, and I'll head back then and have some grub. Yeah, I might just carry on afterwards, after some food, have me lunch, and carry on along the side of that footpath there for a bit. But yeah, if anybody can ID that piece there, I have no idea what it is. Anybody tell me what that is? I'll be happy. Right, on to the next. Yeah, just come off the footpath and from the field. Just come across a nice little button, I believe it's a button. Yeah, so well, that's quite nice, isn't it? Nice little button. Looks like a shank on the back there. I'll try and clean up a bit later on so we can get a better picture of it, but that looks like a shank to me. Nice little fancy button. Not sure if it's silver. It feels heavy enough, but I'll check it a bit later on and see if there's any markings or anything on there. Anybody that's been following my videos would know where I am if I can get to the branches here. That's the field I've been detecting in. Been following up to Footpath all the way to the top here, and anybody who's following my videos would recognise this. That's the old footpath, and this is one of the old footpaths. Used to go down this way, but the grass is too long in there. I have permission in there as well to detect this. There used to be a footpath running along this side of the hedge as well. I don't know if you remember the old village I showed you before, and there used to be an old castle down that way, dating back to the 9th century. But I can't come in here yet, the grass is too long really. It's about a foot long, so I'm going to leave that for another day. There's cattle down the bottom there, I don't know if you can make them out. Just down by the house, some cattle down there. Yeah, so I'll leave that for another day. Let the cattle graze off the grass, and I'll get in there then. Metal detect that. But for now, found some nice coins along this footpath. The footpath has been diverted from this old footpath here, to notice there, from the old footpath here, which used to follow that hedge down, and it used to, now it goes that way. Just, I don't know if you can make that sign out there, the post there, that directs the people down the new footpath, which follows that hedge there all the way down to the bottom. Yeah, so I'm going to carry on a little bit along here. I have found a few things around this old tree before now. An old watch, a couple of coins, a key, various things like that. If you look at my old videos you'll see what I mean. But right, I'm going to get back to my detector in there and see what else we can find. Right, nice little button. Right, we'll see what else we can find. Well, that looks like it for today. I'm thinking of packing in now. Clouds aren't looking too good here. It looks like there's rain on the way, so I've had a good day. I've run all up this field, up that side there, partially down that side of the bank. Didn't find anything along there. Went into the wood over there, just over that way where those trees are. Found a couple of bits and pieces there, mostly shotgun cartridges, a nice little button, which I'll show you now. Yeah, I found that little button there. It's quite nice. Shank is still on there, I think. Not sure what material that is. Looks like there's some stones in there. Get a close up of it. Looks like there's some stones in there, but they're probably just cut glass. That's quite a nice little find anyway. Yeah, so I'm quite happy with that. This I found earlier on, I'm not sure what it is. I'll have to clean it up and see what we can get off that. A lovely old penny, some lovely patina on that. Lovely smooth, 1917, George V I think, dropped it now, George V I think. Yeah, that was a nice find. Good patina on that, the shine on there, it's lovely. It's in very good condition, that one. Yeah, so found a few surface finds. Parts of clay pipe, 2 parts, they're interesting, nice little finds. never found a complete one. I found this. I'm not sure what that is. I think it's quite heavy. I'm not sure if it's silver or not. I'll have to clean it up, see if there's any markings on it anywhere. There's a bit of a pattern there. I don't know if you can see that. It's been hit by something. It's curved round a bit. So yeah, there's that. This gives me a massive signal. Not sure what that is. Piece of bronze, I think. It'll go in the scrap bin. Don't think there's any patterns or anything on it. I don't know. I'll have to clean it up and have a look a bit later on. Sun's coming out now. Yeah, the button. Oh yeah, I found that flat button. It's just a pewter button, small pewter button. That's quite nice. Nice little find. Shank's missing. No patterns, no lettering or nothing on it. So there we are. I found some flint. I don't know if anybody's ever seen flint in its natural form. This is flint. This one's broken in half. But this is a flint stone in its natural form. I often see this here, around this way. There's another piece. This is flint in its natural form. Before they chipped it, cracked it apart and chipped it to form a tool. So that is flint in its natural form, just like an ordinary pebble really. But you can see that one is broken in half, and well, this is what they make tools out of. Obviously bigger pieces than this, but yeah, that's flint in its natural form. Right, still not sure what this is. Some sort of vent maybe or something, or I don't know. Strange object. Somebody will know what it is. If you know what it is, let me know what it is. Yeah, it seems to have holes all the way around. It seems to have two studs, fixing studs on the back. Not sure what it's for really, but it could be part of a clock or something like that, I don't know. Anyway, it's quite interesting. It's bronze. I think I scraped it somewhere. I can't see it now. But anyway, that's gone in the scrap bin if it's nothing important. And of course the keg tap. What I think is a keg tap. I've never found on these before, but not sure. If anybody knows what that is, let me know. Yeah, well, that concludes my day's hunt, and I won't be doing any more detecting today on the way down. Covered all of this field from there all the way up to there, and I went across the hedge there and down a little bit that side, down as far as those trees over there. I didn't find nothing over there whatsoever, only bits of iron and things like that. So I come back, I went in those trees over there, those long trees there, and I found a nice little button in there and quite a few shotgun cartridges. So time's getting on a bit now. Clouds are playing up, threatening rain, should I say. So yeah, so I'm gonna give it a miss for today, and perhaps come here again one day in this field before the crops grow. Yeah, so this is interesting. Through the hollow in this tree here, look how it's decaying away in there. they stay in this hole. I've seen one or two sheep in here before. Yeah, that is a big ash tree, enormous ash tree, and it's rotting from the inside out. So anyway, I'll say goodbye until the next time. Hope everybody has a good hunt, and I'll see you on my next video. And before then, I'll see you on YouTube. Alright, happy hunting everybody, good luck for your next hunt, and I'll see you on YouTube. Ta-ra.